you guys. Welcome to another episode of Glitter and Garbage into the Spellingverse. I'm Justine Marino. Daniel Webb is here. Blair is here. We're doing episode 16 today. Fame is where you find it. Mm-hmm. I've got to correct. I think last week I said it was episode 14. It was 15. We're doing a lot of episodes.
They blend together.
They do blend together. But this one is 16, confirmed. Fame is where you find it. Mm-hmm. And we've got yet another one of Brandon's brunettes we're meeting.
I mean, yeah, it's like we need a list. We need a tally.
We do. I want to do merch on the Let's Go Brandon shirt. Maybe the back is all the brunettes.
Yes. And they just have they're X'd out. Each one
gets X'd out, and only Emily Valentine is
the non-brunette. Yes. Or the last one can be Andrea with a circle.
Yes,
around
Andrea
her, right?
is the ultimate
She's
brunette.
the ultimate. Oh my God, I love Emily Valentine making it to the shirt.
And they dated in real life and lived together.
Yes, I knew that,
yeah.
which I love. That's the kind of like reality TV I like.
Oh, me too.
I want my fictional cast members to also be fucking.
Me too.
And not the other way around.
Oh, I love that so much.
But yeah, I never ever noticed the Brandon's brunettes until this rewatch. You're so funny for pointing it out, but they all look alike. Is that racist?
I mean, they're just all like brunettes.
Yeah.
It's like short brunettes.
But they don't look like you. You know what I mean? Like you're a brunette. They don't all look like a bunch of Justines walking around.
That's true.
Maybe one or two.
No, I guess that's true. I'm trying to think. I mean, I think the person I identify with most is, looking like is obviously Brenda.
They all have like a Jennifer Love Hewitt understudy quality to them.
Very like white girl brunette, whereas I think people mistake me for Hispanic. Just today I had to fucking email one of the clubs, I won't say which one, and be like, my last name is Marino, not Moreno.
Oh no.
Like I've been playing here for 16 years and people still think I'm Justine Moreno, which is fine.
Sure, but
I don't think Brandon's brunettes are getting mistaken for Latinx.
Well,
except the East Side Story.
Except that girl. Well, honestly, they don't hang around long enough to ever be labeled or for us to get a 23andMe on any of them. Yeah, they're not.
We don't
around
know
long
what
enough.
any of their backgrounds are.
They can't even cast a shadow, let alone
But speaking of casting, this episode, Brandon is being cast. You guys, we learn about a new show that is all the rage.
Oh, people watch this.
Everyone loves it. It's Brenda's favorite show. We've never heard.
No one ever talked about it.
No one has referenced it.
Well, actually, I don't even think I've ever seen them watch television.
No, but they do they reference Pretty Woman quite a lot. Pretty Woman was referenced in the last episode as well during charades.
The only time they talk about TV is Pretty Woman or Steve's mom.
Oh, right, or Three Men and a Baby, or the weird video store they call where everyone's speaking Spanish.
This is very inconsistent.
This is a lot of interesting things going on.
But yeah, what is the name of the TV show? I forget.
It's called Keep It Together.
That one, yeah.
Isn't it?
Something
like that.
Which is a great fake TV show.
It is a good fake TV show. So, and also this was airing right in the height of like Full House, Family Matters,
TGIF, big time.
But even like Perfect Strangers, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So Keep It Together is the hot show. Brandon lights up. We're in a park. Brandon is playing roller hockey by himself. It's like, I'm sorry, this man. We've never seen him play hockey, which I think
he's from Minnesota. Oh yes,
I think he is a hockey guy.
That is true.
Yes. So they were like, let's put some of his special skills to use.
Let's add some reality to this.
Yes, exactly. So he's rollerblading around the playground with a hockey stick.
A literal playground.
Yes.
There's children and he's mucking about.
Yeah, he is
alone. How do you play hockey by yourself?
I don't know. He's just like
he's mucking around.
He's mucking.
In almost full gear.
Almost full gear, but like summer attire, like light spring attire, like not a jacket, like a jean jacket maybe.
Yeah, but and he has not noticed the production.
There's a show happening.
There's a full production set.
We see a scene of we don't know it's a show yet, of a guy stealing a purse.
It's a show within a show.
It's a show within a show, and then. But the acting from the people behind the scenes on the show.
Yes.
Ooh, it is top notch.
How hard is it to act like an actor? Like, that's what I was eating up.
Oh my God, it's so good.
So immediately it was so bad. I was like, they have to be acting.
Yes.
There's no way this could be real.
That guy was it's this guy and he's like looking around and then he grabs, it's so bad. And then when the director yells cut, The fucking woman, the first AD runs up, and she goes over to the director. She goes, and I wrote it down. Jake, we're in trouble. The kid you cast as the surfer dude is in the hospital with food poisoning, and she's got a headset on.
She's ready,
and she is acting, mama. You know, like she is like.
Wait, well, do you know who she is? I'm so bad for not knowing her name.
I think I pulled a picture.
She's mega famous. She was on when Margaret Cho had a TV show. She was on it. She's been in everything. She's been on Seinfeld. That actress is in everything.
Ooh.
But I've never seen her, and I hate the way this is going to sound, young. She's never played. She's always played an older woman, much older than now. She's an older woman. But she's very famous as like a character actress. But this was the first time I've ever seen her in like a normal role.
I just loved the director and her chemistry. I mean, they were both so over the top with her. He's like, cut. What are we gonna do? And she's like, the actor has food poisoning, and he's like, any jerk off can play this. Just go grab someone.
Yeah. Oh, and then, did you see when he says? She goes, like who? And then they both they scan.
Yeah.
And then I love when she looks. She goes as though they both can't deny.
Yeah.
That they've both landed their eyes on him. Did you think their acting was over the top?
I did. Did you think it was good?
I found it very believable.
Really?
For sets I've been on.
I just thought when there was something about when she runs over and was like, sir, there's a problem. The guy has food poison. It just felt so expository and like.
Okay, yes.
So it's a writing and the acting, but she's just like, sir, we gotta get in a new actor. Like, I thought it was over the top.
She was very reminiscent of some producers and or other people I've like worked with.
Really?
Because I'm always an extra. Let's put it right out there. So they don't gloss anything up for us or around us. So I've seen people behaving badly to people and with, you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I have seen someone be an absolute ass like that.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I'm just producing, like literally say something like exasperate. Right. I guess this is what it's to produce. So I thought they were really like.
That's funny.
Tipping the hat.
I just thought it was so funny. She runs over and it's just like, here's everything you need to know about this episode. You know? Like she just runs over and it's like, this is the inciting incident.
You're 1000% correct. She is explaining the plot to all the viewers. You're right about that.
And that just made me laugh. It tickled. I liked it. I just want to make it clear. I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
I loved
my God.
it. And then they spot Brandon.
How could you not?
We're off to the races.
How could you not spot him?
And Brandon gets to do a scene with Lydia, whatever the fuck her name is.
Lydia Leeds. How could you
Me.
forget? Lydia Leeds is on set.
Very rude. Brandon basically does a scene with her. It goes very well. And the line is so cheesy.
It's so good.
Like,
hey, babe.
Hey,
looking
babe.
Good.
Looking
Real
good,
babe.
Yes.
Listen. You don't. Yes.
Oh my God.
Amy
this is
Hill.
her.
Okay. Yes. She played Margaret Cho's mom. Amy Hill is mega famous. In one of Margaret Cho's actual stand-up bits, she talks about how slowly they because the show was canceled, but they were recasting everybody except the grandma and Margaret, except Amy Hill. So she has this bit about how she and Amy used to look at each other and be like, "You're next, bitch." Like how they.
Oh, that's really funny.
So do you recognize her?
I do. Yes.
You'll recognize her from a zillion things. She's very famous.
Well, I will always recognize her
Amy
first and
Hill.
foremost from with the headset on, delivering the exposition of this episode.
She's the first very famous person in this episode, one of two.
Oh, yes.
That is a background actor.
Yeah.
That's a reach. But
I love you.
But anyway, that's why I was enamored with watching her act because I know that she's been in stuff. So I thought she was selling this.
Okay, yes.
Because she's been on set.
You know, I think it was more, now that I think about it, the line than the delivery.
Correct.
But it was urgent. It was, the director is not going to be happy about this.
Well,
the production could fall apart.
No, and they're, first of all, they're on location.
They're
you don't
at
have
a park.
time for any of this. They're losing daylight. What is it when like you're flipping through the channel, the description of the TV show? What do you call that?
Oh.
The log line?
Yeah.
Yeah, she basically reads the log line.
She does, exactly.
That's her first line.
The kid who was supposed to play this character is in the hospital with food poisoning.
What do we do?
What do we do? We grab the kid playing roller hockey with himself.
Sure. Hey, babe. Looking good. Looking real good, babe.
Oh, I'm so glad you're off book for it. It really was so good. But he nails it. And Lydia Leeds is feeling it.
Yeah.
You know?
And him.
And him.
Mm-hmm. Well, a one-take wonder. There is something
There's something to be said.
Horny about that.
Yeah, there is. Like, oh, he's so naturally talented.
Gifted, yeah.
So then, of course, but as soon as all this starts, I'm like, Brenda's the actress in the family. She's going to be jealous.
Yeah, and she is.
And she is.
They don't waste any time with that.
No, it's like Brenda has a real arc in this episode, though.
A huge arc.
Yeah.
They give her more dimension than just being jealous. Amy Hill played the grandma, not the mom, because the mom, yeah, it's true.
Amy Hill played the grandma on Margaret's sitcom, not the mom.
Because the actress who played Margaret's mom on the show is equally a very famous actress. Back then too, you would recognize her.
Yes.
But yeah, she played her grandma. Sorry. So what I loved about Brenda is that the whole family, doesn't the mom even, it's like, well, Brenda's the actress.
Yeah.
Like they're all putting that out there that how did Brandon get this?
Yes.
And that first scene in the kitchen where Brenda has a headband.
I love Brenda in a headband.
Which is suspension of disbelief.
Yes.
Where are the bangs? What happened with the bangs that day?
Well, something happened. Something went.
Like, remember when Brandon was in a hat?
Yes. Oh, with just out of nowhere.
Right.
Something's going on.
Very suspicious.
Well, what I also love is Brandon nails the line, "Hey, babe, looking good, real good, babe." He nails it so much that the director's like, we should probably replace the star of the show with this guy.
There are so many things that happen on this set that would never happen on any set ever. And one of them is making a major casting choice.
Yeah.
Out loud in front of everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, that's probably against a SAG rule.
Yes, absolutely.
Or something. But yes, the director is
blown away by the raw talent.
So much so that a new character needs to be developed.
They're writing in a new character for him.
Immediately.
So then Brandon gets home.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a phone call. They're all talking. Brenda is salty. Brenda is not.
She's mad.
She's not loving it. Brandon gets a phone call. Jim's like, "It's for you. It's the production office." And he's like, "Oh shit, they want to write me in and have me do more scenes. Brenda, can you fill in for me at the beach pit?" Which, like, to be fair, that's gotta really sting. Like, not only is Brandon getting Brenda, like, Brenda's dream job,
yes,
he's also like, "Can you fill in for me at, like, the go-to down and out actor job that, like, you're not even working a job?" Like, he's like, it's like a double negative.
Totally. Like, you get the in-between gigs, but you don't even have a gig.
Exactly.
First of all, I've worked in so many restaurants. I don't know how many jobs anyone has had, but that's not how jobs work.
Yeah.
You don't miss your job and send a sibling just a spare. Just because you happen to have a twin doesn't mean you can just shove them in your place.
Yeah.
I hate to bring up OSHA or certainly a food handler's license or any of those unattractive issues.
Yeah.
But that's not how that shit works.
No, totally. And I wanted to ask, because I was always a hostess. I think everyone always knew. I did catering for like a half a second.
It's hard.
I was so bad at it. Like the guy who owned the catering company was like, "You're cute, but you're really bad at this job."
No.
Like, I was a Brenda. I was horrible at it.
In what area were you bad? How
just
were
like
you?
not paying attention, did not care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but also, why would you? Who
why
cares?
would I? It's like
It
I'm tray
sucks.
passing hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
Like, I was more just like vibes, like chatting with people. And
Who's that mean person to try to clock you for your catering gig?
Oh,
like,
I know.
Fuck that.
I know.
You'll never make it in this town.
Well, you know what's funny is I later saw him at an event at CAA, because they did all the CAA events, and I saw him and he was still in charge, and he was like, "I remember you," and I was at the event, not working as a guest.
Wow.
So it really was a nice little.
That was a pretty woman moment.
It was a pretty woman.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Huge mistake.
Yeah.
Huge.
Wow. Actually,
Wow.
spot on. Did not like this job. Should have never had it.
Thank you very
much.
led to this.
Yeah,
wow,
exactly.
What a moment.
But I never was a server. So, but I imagine that I would have been like Brenda as a server.
What, in a costume?
In a costume.
Playing a character? I waited tables for so long, and because for years, and Halloween comes up once a year, and there are some people who work in the service industry who thinks it's fun to wear a costume.
Yeah.
And I did it one year, and it was a huge mistake because, first of all, if you make any kind of error in your waiting tables, now you're the asshole in a costume who can't do their job right or that.
So this kind of thing, would people like, because you've waited tables in LA, like, would they
no,
like,
never. I never would.
Oh, never?
Fuck no. People would suck you earlier.
That would I would imagine they would like. I wonder would they like try out different characters and stuff?
I don't even know.
So annoying.
The thing is, I think you can get away with being rude in LA.
Right.
You don't have to be like manners. Whereas in Texas, if you're rude, you're fired.
Got it.
Here, if you're rude, you get a bigger tip.
Well, I love how Brenda also. She's like, tell them when he's like when Jim's like, it's the production office. Brenda's like, tell them you have a twin sister.
She does, as if doesn't Brandon say, I tried to see if they had anything for you.
Yeah.
So she should give him credit for that.
But also, do we really think he tried to see?
No, I don't.
I don't think so.
But he's just trying to get her at the peach pit.
Yeah, no, he's just like, please.
Get his shifts covered.
Yeah, and they make a deal. She gets the top 2 drawers in the bathroom and his green shirt.
Which have we seen this shirt before?
I think we have. I think I mentioned it in an earlier episode. I was like, this shirt, we're going to see. It's going to be yes.
It's kind of like Steve's classic green shirt.
They love green shirts.
They
on
really
this
do.
show.
I mean, it's sort of, not really the same.
Yeah, but no, it is kind of. It's the same shade of green,
right.
kind of.
And so I never had to share a bathroom, but the minute she said those 2 drawers, I was like, oh man, I bet that's what it's like.
I bet it is too.
You know what I mean? Where it's like she's been thinking about those 2 drawers for years.
Oh, yeah.
And finally has
an
up.
Yeah.
Have they given us a preview that Brenda is an actress before this? I don't recall.
I can't remember. I feel like it's probably just because I've always known it, having watched the show.
Yeah.
And I've always just sensed it, actor to actor. But I relate. This is like, look, and here's the thing, you guys. I know Brenda is very flawed, and I think it's brave of me to continue to identify with Brenda amidst all her flaws. And you know what? I was this annoying, like, acting's my thing. I was kind of this person, which is like so embarrassing and annoying.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was someone, I might have talked about this before, but there was again, this more goes into when Brandon becomes famous at the school, right?
So nice of you. Yes.
Because he becomes famous after he's known to be on the TV show. People at West Beverly can't stop. Now he's like a thing. Everyone knows who Brandon is, and Brenda is getting ignored.
Right.
So have I told you about this girl, Shay? I want to say her full name because it's a good full name, but I don't want to just... Anyway.
Yeah.
She was I was in the 4th grade. She was in the 5th grade, and she booked a Pizza Hut commercial. Have we talked about this?
No.
And the whole school knew about it. My friend was friends with Shay. And so thusly, I was sort of in the same orbit. And I've never been more jealous, but also like, maybe Shay can get me to Hollywood. Like, I thought Shay was now my ticket, right?
Right. Shay is the way.
And it was like, we knew she was in it. Then we knew the day she was filming it. And then we knew the day after when we wanted her to tell us all about it. And what is it like to be in a movie? Even though it was a Pizza Hut commercial. So I really did actually relate to Brenda on this because Brandon was the Shay.
Well, I got to skip school in 7th grade for a Frosted Flakes commercial.
What?
And but I was like back. I wasn't like lead.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
But the girl who was the lead, I became friendly with, and she had been in a movie with Moira Kelly. Do you know who Moira Kelly is?
I don't know who is that.
She was in With Honors. She voiced Nala, adult Nala in Lion King.
Shut up.
She was in a bunch. Oh, she was in The Cutting Edge. You remember the movie Cutting Edge?
Do I remember The Cutting Edge? What?
So and I loved The Cutting Edge. And this girl had been in a movie with her, and I was like, but also I felt so cool because no one else at my middle school was missing school in Denver.
No, not at all.
To be in a commercial.
So that was the thing. I was in like Fort Worth, Texas. It was like, what?
Yeah.
They film Hollywood in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
All of it was I felt like Paramount Studios was right outside my door.
Same.
Wait a second. So was there like a Tony the Tiger?
We had to pretend he was getting on an airplane and like pretend to be waving to Tony the Tiger.
How old are you?
I was in like 7th grade.
Is there footage?
Probably. I bet I could find it. I don't think you can see me. Again, I'm not like...
I'll just see your hands.
I'm just like, hi.
Oh, I would have thought you were famous though.
Everyone, I mean, again, because nothing like that happens in Denver.
Correct.
Much, like it is kind of like, you're cool.
You should put that on your reel.
It's on my reel now.
It really should be, yeah.
I love it.
Glitter
Worked
and
with
garbage, Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, exactly. Frosted Flakes. Bad at cater waiting, good at Frosted Flakes.
Nothing's going to stop you.
Okay, so then we get to school and word has gotten out. Brandon's wearing a blazer. Brandon changes pretty quick. Yeah. Suddenly he's wearing a blazer.
He's wearing adult school. Yes.
Oh, this is Moira Kelly. Yes. By the way, DB Sweeney, so underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, I love DB Sweeney, the guy in this.
This movie was a strange hit.
It was so good. I loved it.
It was popular with my friends. It was one of those things. There was also a tragedy in real life. There was the Russian husband and wife couple where the husband died all of a sudden. Sergey something. They had a daughter. It was very famous. I want to say he died on the ice when they were practicing or something like that.
This is in real life?
1,000%. And then she was kind of, made this like heroine kind of a thing because she's like this widow and survivor. But it was all around the set, like Cutting Edge, and then there was that story, and then the Nancy Kerrigan. There was this real, not all at the same time, but there was this.
No, but there was a lot of like ice skating drama
in the air. I love that you said Cutting Edge. Okay.
My dad still listens to he's been whistling the Cutting Edge like score for 30 years.
Really?
Yes. My dad and I went to get takeout over the holidays. We're going to pick up Thai food, and he just turns on the Jurassic Park score to listen to.
Okay, so you should get him into the Speed soundtrack.
I'm sure
it's really good.
Speed.
No, I had it on CD.
I love it.
And that was one of the first times I realized.
You should get him into the Speed.
It's a good one. The first Speed movie has a good soundtrack.
Oh, I love Speed.
And to your father's credit, I had the Jurassic Park soundtrack on cassette.
It was good.
Yeah, I would do I would do like stage lighting in my room. I'd have all these lamps pointed at like something that said Jurassic Park, and I would slowly like animate.
Yes. Yeah, the Cutting Edge theme was like
yeah, well, how is it?
It's like do 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 do.
I don't.
I'm butchering it.
No, you're not. You're
My
doing a great
dad
job.
fully whistles it to this day.
Wild.
Like the movies we love. We're Marinos.
And he knows that you know the song he's whistling.
Yes, of course. It's like a classic Marino. We saw it in the theater together. Like
I am a piano player. I have perfect pitch, believe it or not, and
singing.
Playing.
Oh, playing.
Not singing.
Okay.
Playing. But the Jurassic Park theme was one of the first things that let me know I had perfect pitch because I just sat down and played it. And my mom was like, "Did you just figure that out?"
Oh,
like,
he's a genius.
Damn, perfect movie pitch.
Yes, you do. Okay, Hans Zimmer.
I know. For the next is Cutting Edge though. I'm gonna play that at your birthday.
Oh, please do. At my Nora themed birthday party.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we're at school.
Yes.
Brenda is detailing her plans to Kelly and Donna. She's like, I'm the actress in the family.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I was even thinking of putting together a stand-up comedy routine. And then I did record. She does the worst accents I've ever heard in my life.
Like ever. Yes, he did. Okay, what was his name? Sergey. Yeah, okay. Sergey Grinkov. He died on the ice at the age of 28, which was tragic. And he and his wife were dancing partners and had won. So it was like this horrible story. What year did he die? 95. Okay, what year is Cutting Edge? That's like
92.
Oh, it is?
I think it was 92.
Shit. Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it was a huge story. People really like. I believe she was on Oprah. That's how serious of a story it was.
Oh.
Okay, but yes. Did you send me this a long time before we started doing this? Did you send me that clip?
I posted this and probably sent it to you a long time ago. This Brenda clip that I have recorded. I think this is it. I hope. I was clearly stoned. Did not record the picture. Just recorded the audio. But let's see if this is it.
Die first. You'd be so
okay.
I was even thinking of putting together a stand-up comedy routine. I would die first. You'd be so exposed. But you play somebody else. You're a character. And you're not really you. Do you see what I mean? Like, wow. Like, for sure. It's like totally radical.
That is not an accent.
Do some more. Okay.
This one.
We're busting my chops. I was thinking of sitting around here jawboning with you guys. You know what I mean?
And I'm sorry, Kelly and Donna are not being good friends. They're laughing as though she's good at it.
Like supportive laughing.
Yeah, they're not. They're
not laughing
like,
at her face.
No.
Go back to acting class.
Yeah.
Okay, so the accents are British,
Valley Girl,
and then
New York.
Gangster, mobster. Are those? And so, is that her impression of a stand-up comedian?
I think she's just like maybe. Well, I feel like stand-up comics, like back in the day, maybe was more. You did more characters.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So maybe that's
like
where
impressions.
Impressions. But there is an episode later where Brenda like tries stand-up. I think
there is.
Yes, that's why I'm like Brenda is so me, and I had no idea back then. again. Brenda is the blueprint.
Do you think that Brenda led you to all of this? Do you think that the way we mirror fictional characters sometimes?
Oh, interesting. Because like
Brenda's an actress, I'm an actress.
Life imitating art or art imitating life.
And that planted the seed.
Interesting.
Or it was already there and it just watered
Stand-up was never there for me. Like I never really wanted to do it. I always wanted to be an actor. But then when I came out here, the Groundlings class I wanted to sign up for filled up so fast. So someone was like, oh, I tried this stand-up class. I was just going to do it for fun. And it ended up, I was like, decent at it, and I was like, oh, this actually feels good. So
stand-up is so weird because that is kind of not, I think that's a normal journey.
Like I didn't set out to be a stand-up.
Yeah, you fumbled into it. I always find
what about
you? Similarly, I was in bands and I was just a waitress and I had a midlife crisis. All my bands broke up when I was 30, and I literally, because I played piano, played my whole life, and was like, well, I'll just do that. And then it was so humiliating.
Right.
Trying to think of inviting friends and family to yet another project or whatever entity. I was like, that is literally humiliating. I can't even do that.
Right.
And in the same breath, one of my friends who had started stand-up and was like, you should try it. It would be fun. And I remember thinking I would be less humiliated if I started stand-up than playing piano. Something I've done my whole life is part of me, right? I was like, that is less embarrassing.
That's kind of how I felt with acting. I think just because, maybe do you think because we didn't have this attachment to it? Like, for me, I had no expectations with stand-up because I didn't really ever, it wasn't anything I ever wanted to do. Whereas acting, it was like, oh, I was very Brenda. Like, that's me. That's my identity. That's who I'm going to,
I had goals and like images of what I wanted out of it. And when that didn't go, I was like, stand-up, well, what the fuck, who cares?
That's how I felt. It was very who cares. And that's probably, I think, why I did maybe better at that than like, auditions or certain acting things, because I would put all this pressure on that. Whereas with stand-up, I was like, I don't really care about this.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, that's not the choice Brenda makes. Unfortunately, Brenda does not choose the path of stand-up comedy. She chooses the much harder path of actress.
Yes, she does. And
but not yet.
Not yet. She's just workshopping some impressions and characters now. But she's getting her feet wet,
She did. I will say in her first night of waiting tables where she's a mess, that is very much what it's like. Because you're just dropping shit and people are rude to you.
Oh,
and
really?
You feel, no one has sympathy for you at that job. When you fumble, people are meaner.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
no, restaurant industry, they're like all like coked up and not.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
There's that part too. One of my favorite things ever. Oh my God, I love this. This is the best story ever. There was a restaurant I worked at, and next to it was a gay bar. This is in Austin, Texas. And this old queen, she was the oldest FAG that worked there. And she goes, girl, watch my section. I got to go score some blow.
Oh.
And I knew where she was getting it from. I won't say the name. They're closed. Carlos is whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And so she goes, she goes, watch my section. And she leaves. And I'm like doing all this. And like 60 seconds later, she's there. She goes, did I miss anything? And she's back. She scored the drugs. And I never even had to run her food.
Oh my God. That's fast.
It's how you wait
Professional.
tables. Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's a great story.
Yeah, because Brenda's method, the Laverne method, would never work.
No. Well, Brenda, it takes a minute to get to the Laverne method. Well, first, Brandon is doing his scene where he now has a kiss with Lydia Leeds. There was a picture of Brandon with all his fit. He had like
oh my God.
He had like a pink
bandana on his head. Yes.
He had on like a loud jacket.
Yeah.
It was very like MC Hammer, like Vanilla Ice, like
it's sort of a look.
It was kind of a look, but also like for
gay
Brandon,
pirate.
It was very gay pirate.
It's gay Pirates of the Caribbean.
Here is his look. This look is, and still the hockey mitts. It's like crazy.
Why does he have the hockey mitts?
Okay, so you're right. This is before he gets to set. So this is before he does his first line. You're right. I was getting confused. So he gets hired for the scene, and they're like, oh, he's a hockey player. That's
Put a do-rag on him.
Yeah, let's throw a pink do-rag on him. Vanilla Ice meets a pirate. And but he doesn't know that Lydia is the star of the show, and he kind of talks a little bit of shit about the show, not knowing, and then he realizes it's her, and is like, "I'm so sorry," and but she thinks it's endearing. It's probably attractive to her.
He's so not Hollywood.
He's so not Hollywood,
and that's what she needs right
That's
now.
what she loves.
Yeah, she needs someone who's real.
Yeah,
because she's too busy convincing other people that she's real.
Yes, absolutely. Okay,
y'all, Hollywood is hard. You don't get it.
You don't get it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and it's nice to feel real people.
Yeah, you need a poor person in a pink bandana to skate up to you and remind you that there's real people in this
and say,
world.
"Hey, babe,
looking good, babe.
Real
good, babe."
It's so good. Okay, so that happened. Then he's back for his second day on set, and this is the kiss. Okay.
Yes.
And he nails it once again. The director is blown the fuck away.
He's a one-take wonder.
He is, but the director still makes him do it a million more times
because he likes to get coverage.
He loves coverage.
That's an industry term, y'all. This episode, honestly, you need a glossary. It's full of industry terms.
Very inside baseball.
So yeah, they have to do take after take after take, kiss after kiss after kiss,
and they are feeling it.
But sometimes she laughs. Brandon's stepping on my toe, so they have to do it again.
They're laughing, they're giggling. The scene ends, it goes well, whatever. It's the scene where he's facing away and she comes up and he turns around and it's a reveal.
Now, have you ever been, mine more in a musical context than an acting context, but have you ever been in a take after take scenario where you just have to keep shooting the exact same scene over and over again?
Yes, I shot a commercial at a Walmart for 16 hours.
What?
Yeah.
This is so fun. I love learning all your commercial work.
Yes, this was more recent, and I had a speaking role in that, and that one ran a lot. That was a good one.
But you have to. Oh, good. Yeah, that's a good check.
Literally,
again.
What about hidden fees? What about hidden fees? What about hidden fees? What about hidden fees?
Wow. But
range.
See, I don't think people, that actually was range.
Thank you.
That was range without even having to think about it. I don't think people realize how in your head you can get when you have to do take after take after take
over
after take,
and over.
And do it the same way, the same time. Well, maybe not the same
And
way.
the continuity, like, where's my hand?
That
Where's
part,
this? Yeah.
Which they outline in this. There's a moment where the hand is in the wrong place. But you can see Brandon he's understanding how the industry works, even though each scene is him making out with Lydia Leeds.
Exactly. And I love that every time everyone at home is like, Brandon, you're going to change. And he's like, I'm still me. I'm never going to change. But then he's wearing a blazer at school.
Yeah.
And then we're back at the same day. What I love, Scott delivers maybe the best line of his whole stint on the series.
Maybe his final line.
Maybe. It could be. We barely are seeing him anymore. But when Brenda's doing the offensive, horrible... just the worst impressions and accents ever. I mean, I'm offended. Not that they're offensive inherently. They're just so bad. It's like I'm offended that they tried to pass this off as good.
I know that watching my stand-up comedy can be cringe, but this is cringe.
This is so cringe.
Like, as king cringe, I know, but it's like...
Yeah, and we've both had cringe moments. Who hasn't had a cringe moment?
Listen,
as a
Google
comic,
me. Yeah,
it happens.
It's out there.
But Brandon comes up, and he's wearing a blazer, even though he says he's not changing, but we've never seen him wear a fucking blazer before. It's not Jim's blazer either.
No.
It's a black blazer.
The only person who wears a blazer to school is Andrea.
Exactly.
That's the only person.
And he comes up and he's like, I'm not changing. And then Scott, 2 seconds later, is like, Brandon, your limousine is here.
Which, how does he know it's Brandon?
Exactly.
Why is he on the lookout
He's
for
like,
it?
Brandon, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen Scott in days.
He literally like zero gravity's into the shot.
Yes,
like,
he
it's
does.
like he's on a dolly and they just dolly him out.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, he just like...
He just kind of comes in, but he still does that like that crooked mouth.
Yeah,
like,
he does.
Maybe he had a stroke and I'm being insensitive, but he still's like, your limo's here.
It's
like,
very like...
he reminds me of a claymation character.
No, he is.
But why...
But she comes to pick him up to take him to set.
But does he know that? Does Brandon know that she's coming to get him?
I don't know. You'd think he would know, but he acts dumb. But she's
also,
like...
it's a white limousine.
It's a white limo.
Let's get real specific about that. Only cocaine and sex happens in white
Yes.
limousines. That is...
And Lydia is here. And it should also be noted that Donna and Kelly know Lydia from 5th grade.
From elementary school. It's Beverly Hills.
Yeah, but she turned on them. And
he's changed.
And they're like, Brandon, don't do that. And he's like, I'm not going to. And then Scott's like, your limo's here, dude.
Too late.
They get to set. Brandon's signing autographs. I love they're on the lot and there are just fans everywhere. I'm like, that is not how a lot works.
No, not at all.
The security is so tight.
Not at all. And for the limo pulls up and there's a mom and daughter waiting for them to get there. So the word is out of who's arriving and where, all of that. It's the Paramount lot.
Yeah.
Which I love. Is that where they shot?
I think so.
So I think the fan letters I wrote to them what I addressed to Paramount.
I love that.
In the 90s.
So
I
you would've
haven't
been there.
given you your gift.
What gift?
I have a gift for you. I don't have it here,
Oh
but
my
I forgot.
God,
I have a
I
gift
love
for you. I
it.
forgot. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, I love that insider information where they're lifting the curtain, right?
Yes.
That part.
I love it too. And he's starting to get comfortable in this situation.
Well, Lydia says, you better get used to it, Brandon.
Yeah.
Signing autographs.
Yeah, you're a star now. They want to give you more scenes, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, this is Hollywood.
This is Hollywood.
And also, she doesn't just pick up anybody.
Oh, yeah, she makes it. No, she goes, I don't just pick up anyone to take them to set.
Unless they're a star.
A star. And also, she's on The Rocks with Sean Judson. He's the star of the show and her boyfriend. And he is having a pay dispute with the producers.
And
so
everybody knows that too.
Yeah.
Like the kids at school know that.
Everyone
It's
knows.
Hollywood. It's Hollywood.
This show we've never heard of is all.
Is
everyone knows everything about
all
it.
the rage.
They've not spoken of it one time.
So he goes to set for his second day.
Yeah, for his other day, and I think that's the kiss day.
That day. And
then that night, he goes to a party, a networking event.
it's a networking thing.
That's clearly at the Blue Iguana.
Dad.
Yeah. It's like every club looks like the Blue Iguana.
Or the floodlights, which is the Blue
Floodlights.
Iguana. Yeah. And his dad Jim notices that he's not doing his schoolwork, or what about Brenda? All this stuff. Like maybe he's, getting too involved.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Brenda is not doing well at the Peach Pit. She sucks.
Yeah.
She spills soup on a man.
Well, he's also not nice.
He's not nice.
The best thing that can happen to you when you work in the service industry is something like that happening to a total asshole. And it's like, you can't stage it because then you get fired.
Yeah.
But sometimes you accidentally spill a drink on someone that deserves it. It's so beautiful.
I mean, he was such a dick, and then she just spills soup on him, and I love it. But I mean, Power of Lavoine, she gets him back.
There's a
later.
lot about this episode. I want to know how many takes was it? Like the accent scene. How
Yeah.
many takes did they make her
yeah.
do those accents, or how many different accents?
Wouldn't Brandon's parents have to be on set?
That is a great question.
That's such a good question.
That's a great question.
Yeah, where are Jim and Cindy? He's 17. They would have had to come sign the paperwork for him to be in the first scene in the first place.
Well, please, like anyone in Hollywood follows the rules.
That's true. And this was early 90s Hollywood.
My favorite, and that because when the showrunner, what are we calling her? The Amy Hill character. She's the PA.
Oh, I think the first AD.
First AD. Okay, when she runs up, she's got all the like. Are you a SAG actor? Do you want to be? Like, she's got all that information, so she knows the rules.
She knows the rules.
But yeah, Jim and one of his chaperones would have to be there.
Yeah.
But he does mention that they have a teacher on set. She's very scholastic.
Yeah, they're like, we'll have a teacher. It's just Andrea, but
because she's the only one who did. They don't have to ID to put her on the set.
Exactly.
But yeah, he's going to a networking thing.
Andrea's the on-set tutor.
It's one of her 9,000 jobs that she has.
She's like, Brandon. He's like, what the fuck are you doing here also?
Because he mentions making money, and what he could be doing is working at the Peach Pit or working for the school paper. Does the school paper pay?
Oh.
Remember, he mentions that.
Oh, yeah. No, I think the school paper does not pay.
But he says it. He's like, what could I could be doing for a job?
Oh, but I don't think
this.
no, there's no way they pay. That's to like teach them discipline.
That's what I think. Like Andrea would never pay. Blair wants to make an appearance. Hi,
Blair wants to come back, you guys.
We
Blair's
love
like,
Blair.
hey, I heard you're talking about Andrea. That's my girl.
But I noticed that things on the set start to change, right? Like Brandon, at first he's like the hero. He's the he's the golden boy. He can do no wrong because he takes one take.
One take.
Yeah.
Sexy, hot.
Hot lips.
Hot lips. He is sexy.
But it's at the event.
And he's an adult in these episodes. I just want to say.
He's acting like an
He's
adult.
20 something. He's like probably 24 in these.
We're not objectifying a child.
Yeah, no.
It's the fictional characters on the TV show
Yes.
that cast and employed him as an underage child are. They are.
Exactly.
But they're at the event.
The networking event
And
party.
he's dancing with what's her face.
Which this is the second episode where he's danced, and you guys, if you only knew what's coming with him and his refusal to dance.
Yeah, which was a real comic relief thing. They referenced his I don't dance all the time.
It's like he just refuses to. He's not fun to hang out with.
Correct.
Because he's so anti-dance.
It's like Achilles' heel #1 character flaw.
And the past 2 episodes, he is just dancing the night away.
So you think you can dance?
Exactly. He thinks he can dance.
But he is dancing with her, right? It's just they're at a bar.
They're at a it's like I'm assuming it's like a club that's like an industry party. Like I'm assuming it's like a Hyde or something.
But they're making out.
Yeah, they are making out.
And then
Sean Judson comes in.
I love that you know his name. I knew that they said it all the time. I knew it was when he was on screen, but I could never remember his name.
I just love names.
Yeah.
So these names, I mean, after Frank Seltzer, I'm like, I am on alert for these names.
Like, who was a famous person at that time that Sean Judson sounded like? You know, it's like it had to be somebody.
Rock Hudson?
No, he is dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Who was the guy from the Breakfast Club?
Oh,
Judd
Nelson?
Hirsch. Oh, maybe that. Yeah.
Was it Judd Nelson? Yeah, Judd Nelson.
Okay, yeah.
Sean Judson.
Judd Nelson.
Sean Judson, who's not nearly as cute as Brandon.
I'll say it. He's ugly.
Yeah.
He's not hot. He is not hot. He looks like Richard Scarry. What's that worm that drives that apple?
Yes.
Yeah, he looks like Richard Scarry.
No, he does. He's not attractive. He's taller, but he's not attractive.
Not tall enough.
But he's exactly. But there's clearly something going on between Lydia and Sean still because she turns Brandon away and like maintains eye contact with Sean Judson while making out with Brandon,
which is not easy to do.
Her acting skills are through the roof.
Have you ever tried to make out with someone and scowl at another person the whole time? That is not easy.
It was impressive acting.
Yeah, speaking of acting, her hair. Can we talk about this hairstyle that she is stuck in?
Yeah. There's
one scene. Oh, is it the kissing scene or the t-shirt scene where she has the bow?
Oh, the bow is the best. It's one of. I mean, it all blends together.
They dress her like Hello Kitty. Like I don't know what it is. They give her no sex appeal.
No.
At all.
No.
But yet she's this temptress, right? She's this siren who's playing men against each other. Meanwhile, she has the tightest perm I've ever seen. Who is Arthur, the cartoon?
Oh, Arthur.
Yeah, and then he has a sister.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
She's
that bitch.
Just like,
Yeah, is the sister Justine or some shit? Is that her name?
Is it Justine? I don't think.
Or
it's
Danielle.
Oh, Danielle.
I knew it was one of
Arthur
us.
That much.
Well, it was a book before it was a TV show.
Was it?
There was a book before it was a movie. I think.
Arthur's the
PBS TV show.
Yes. Okay.
But before that,
it was a bit.
It was a book.
I'm a little too young to have read.
He has a little sister that looks like Lydia Leeds.
Okay, great.
But she wears glasses.
She makes aggressive eye contact with Sean. Like, Sean's about to make a big comeback. I knew that.
But also, what is he even doing at the event? He's fired. Or he's not on the show.
They can't figure out his deal.
Yeah, but he's in contractual dispute.
Yeah, he is.
They can't do anything until then.
But he still shows up, and we know then that's where the shift happens, right? Because then the next day, Brandon goes to set, and Lydia's all buddied up with Sean.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Yeah, welcome to Hollywood. Cold shoulder. She's back with her boyfriend.
Spits you out. One day you're hot.
And guess what? We're shooting the scene. Same thing. He's turning around, but this time Sean comes in and throws water at him.
Which is exactly how men fight.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a very believable way that men fight. Is one of them just already happens to have a glass of water, and the other goes, ugh, like that. That's a very testosterone-driven scene.
So bro-y.
Yeah, but yes.
Yeah, that's like a housewife's way of fighting.
It is literally a housewife scene. It is. It's Lisa Rinna and fucking Kim Richards.
It's so good.
Do you remember Sky Mall?
No.
The catalog on the airplane where you order shit, and they had that wine glass that could contain a whole bottle of wine in one glass. And I always wanted to get into a fight with someone with a full bottle. We want to go fuck yeah, and then that way you're not just pouring a glass of water on someone, you're pouring a whole bottle of wine on someone.
Yes.
I always thought that would be such good revenge.
I agree. I mean, Sean is clearly having a fun time. They have to do it a million times.
Well,
too.
he knows
He knows how Lydia operates.
Brandon's like the reverse cuckold.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, Judson knows what's going on. He's cock number one. You know, he knows that Brandon's just the rebound or whatever. Yes. And that is a despicable place to be as a man.
Yes.
Both places. But as the Brandon, that's so sad.
And they're throwing water over him take after take. At one point,
and laughing.
At one point, they're like, not enough splash, so they dump a pitcher, like a fucking full-on Pizza Hut pitcher of soda.
The director says, I need more splash.
Yeah, yes. So they dump a pitcher.
But even the director has turned on Brandon. Like,
Brandon's
everyone is
now.
turning. Yeah.
I think it's just speaking to the power of Lydia Leeds, the star power, the undeniable star power.
And this is a great metaphor, analogy, whatever you want to say, example of how Hollywood works. Everyone is so scared to do the wrong thing.
I mean, look at this Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thing.
Honestly, great comparison.
A lot of people are like,
no one knows what to do, what side to be on.
And everyone's like, they're more powerful.
Yes.
She's throwing her weight around is what a lot of people are saying. And, you know, this is, it's kind of a similar situation.
Hollywood is all contract labor. Every single person working, actors, crew. I mean, there's unions and shit, but it's one job, and that's the only job you have unless you're lucky enough to get another one. Everybody slaves away in this. I shouldn't say everybody works really hard in this business for years and years and years, so that when you do get a job, you don't want any other weird variable to fuck with that.
Right.
So it makes everyone out here insane.
Right.
And that is why it makes you insane into a point of paralysis.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to lose your job or all the esteem or all the other bullshit we think we've racked up points for, even though there's like, well, in this case, there's no sexual predator or whatever in this, but you know, getting a glass of water splashed on your face. It shows how people are just incapacitated with indecision because everybody wants to be a star.
Everyone just wants to be with whoever can take them the highest.
That's the one. That part.
Yeah.
Yes, that part.
So to me, it's like Lydia's powerful. She's back with Sean Judson.
And that increases their power.
Yeah, increases their power. And like clearly Brandon's done, so we don't need to treat him like a human anymore.
Yeah, but let's be real honest. If this was real Hollywood, they would have thrown all those uggos to the side and just primed Jason Priestley so that, you know, Brandon would have been the star.
Yes, absolutely.
Because he's the fuckable one.
He is the fuckable one. Now, meanwhile, Brenda is really not having a great time.
No.
As a server. She's talking to Donna and Kelly about it, and Kelly says, Brenda, try not to take it so seriously.
Yeah, Kelly, who's worked so many day jobs.
Yeah, Kelly knows what it's like to really sink her teeth into a job.
Or even knows what the minimum wage would be.
I know. Yeah. When Kelly was giving her advice, I was like, bitch, you do not work.
You painted your room red so you could fuck more.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's like you don't have a job.
Drawer full of condoms. Yeah. Like you're not a working class woman.
Like she should only practice her accents on those friends. That's the only thing they're...
Exactly. So, but Kelly does she's like, don't take it so seriously. And so Brenda shows up as Lavoine.
Who?
And I think I sent a picture of Lavoine. I mean.
Oh, great picture.
So good. She is so quirky. Oh my God. The pink polka dot hairnet. The pink outfit. First of all, where did she get this?
Where did she get the outfit?
The
glasses,
outfit, everything.
The accent. Where did she get that voice?
She has a costume box, I guess.
She has well, any true actor.
Any true actor does. I have one.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
I have a costume box, but it's all sequin gowns.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's all dresses. Yeah.
Mine's random stuff. It was like old cell phones, like stuff that has come in handy for sketches and stuff.
I cannot remember where or how or why, but there is a Beverly Hills like best of compilation flashback episode, maybe. I can't remember, season 1, 2, 3, 4. And they play that scene. Peach pie, cherry pie, apple pie, honey pie. That part.
I think it's the graduation episode where they do all the flashbacks.
Okay, so yes.
Because they definitely play it in that.
So then I never saw this scene until then. And then when I saw that scene, you couldn't rip that dialogue away from my mouth. Every single friend I saw at school, we have peach pie, cherry pie, apple pie, blueberry pie, and honey pie. I was living for Laverne.
Yeah.
Lavoine.
Lavoine.
There were certain strong female characters that young gay men identify with, and Lavoine was one of them.
Oh my God, Lavoine. Charmed, I'm sure.
That part.
Charmed.
All of that. Girls.
And what I love is she comes in and she's just like, what do you have? We got da. And the guy who she spilled soup on loves Lavoine.
Oh, he can't get enough of her.
He is so hard for Lavoine.
His third-degree burns have almost healed. Yeah, they've healed. He's no longer suing the Peach Pit.
He doesn't even make a decision about what he wants to eat. He's like, Lavoine can choose.
Is that you look like a meatloaf and mashed potatoes kind of guy,
and
right?
he's like, sounds great.
He's like, bring it on.
Yeah.
So where was this chutzpah yesterday? I don't think you can go from this to that. Like, why didn't she just harness that in her plain clothes and normal voice?
You know what? I was in a showcase. This is just turning into the best of the best. I was in a showcase once, an industry showcase, and I was having trouble getting into a character. And the coach told me to do it in a Southern accent. And there was this girl from the South who I used to hang out with when I first moved here. And I had an impression of her that I had developed at Groundlings. And I felt very comfortable in that character. And so I did the scene a bunch of times in that accent and character. And then when the showcase came around, I lost the accent, but still had the spirit. So it did help me a little bit. Where does the line of Brenda and me, like, where does it end and begin?
Are you Lavoine?
I'm Lavoine. I have the glasses.
Honestly, this is like watching an episode of Beverly Hills 90210, just talking to you.
But also, like, I kind of want to walk into traffic because it's also so cringe and annoying, you know?
That's what you have to do. Acting is a silly art, but it's something people love and admire and respect, and it takes... You have to embarrass yourself to deliver the goods.
Exactly. You have to have no shame.
That. You have to totally be like, I can't believe I'm doing this in front of people.
You have to commit.
And if you can't do that, you will never be convincing.
Oh, no, you won't. You have to believe it.
Stand up, there's something about, you just gotta, audiences have to believe you, regardless of any kind of performance, music or whatever. But they have to fucking believe you. And acting is the hardest because the number one thing when someone says action and you're just there acting, the first thing you feel is stupid. Yeah, and you got to immediately move past that.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, which
no
I never
room to feel stupid.
Can. Yeah, but you can't have any doubt.
No,
otherwise
you can't.
It's very readable.
You've got to commit.
And guess what? I believed Lavoine.
Yeah.
There wasn't one second where I was like, Shannon Doherty is not pulling this off.
No. Look, the accent is
jarring,
but
and all over the place.
It's so all over the place.
East Coast, she's West Coast.
Yeah.
She's it's all
over the place. But she sells it because she's committed.
Once that train starts.
It should also be noted that to the Blue Iguana networking event, Brandon wore the green shirt, which pissed Brenda off. Did you notice that?
They fight about it. Yeah,
they fight about
do.
it.
Yeah, because it was technically hers.
Yeah,
she had done him a favor.
He's like, I'm borrowing it.
Yeah. Which honestly, they're twins.
They're twins.
Hello, get over it.
Yeah, get over it.
But it didn't look that good on Brenda.
It didn't. But what I love is Brenda comes home and she has made more tips than Brandon has ever made.
Oh, she's counting a pile of money.
Yeah, she is crushing as Lavoine.
And I'm surprised Nat let it go on. Like she is. There's an audience.
Yeah.
They're cheering.
The next scene at the diner at the Peach Pit, she is doing a full-blown performance.
It's a fully realized. I will say this though, Shannon Doherty is shit for lip syncing.
Oh, is she bad?
I'm sure there might be some like over. Yeah, she was like. Not a drag queen could she make. It was really lackluster. Of all the spirit she's giving, she should have spent more time with that whisk.
Well, they're doing it. Were they singing? This is where they're singing. And they're doing full-on choreography here.
Somehow Donna and Kelly have practiced
Donna
this.
and Kelly, they know the choreo. They're singing It's My Party.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And the whole place, it's as if Sabrina Carpenter has just walked in and is singing Espresso. Like,
it is so that.
It's everyone. No one cares if their food is being made or coming.
They're just happy to be singing.
They're happy. They came for Lavoine. They did
show.
not come for the food.
And it's standing room only. That.
It almost feels a little like a drag show, you know?
Because people are, what does she say? Oh, no, I can't take your money, but I will. Yeah, they're giving her, they're tipping her.
They're tipping her.
But not for her food service.
Yeah, but also, I don't go to the drag show for the food. No. I go for the performers.
Oh my God, my favorite thing have you been to Hamburger Mary's?
Of course.
The best thing is when there's a drag queen performing in front of you and an actual server reaches in front of them to give you your curly fries or something. Like, it really shatters the image.
Yeah, it does.
But it has all the makings of drag queen brunch.
It does. Yeah. It does. That's the vibe. And again, I just love that Kelly and Donna are in on the choreo.
This is probably what Kelly and Donna think a minimum wage job is. They probably think it's like a musical number or something where there's people clapping.
They're like, working's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, look at her. She's using a fucking whisk as a microphone.
It's inventive.
It's good.
The Lavoine concept I was really into, and they stuck. It wasn't just one scene, which is what I thought. It's like the whole second half.
It is.
Nat should have changed it if it was.
That should have yes, if he wanted to make money. Yes, he should have changed it.
Have you ever been to one of those diners?
The 50s themes?
Yeah.
Where they yell at you?
Not where
there's one where they yell at you. I think in maybe Chicago or something.
There's like a rude one. There's like Dick's Last Resort or something.
They used to have a one called Gunther Tootie's in Denver.
Oh yes.
Oh, it was so fun. Gunther Tootie's. It was 50s themed.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's one in between, I think here in Vegas, and she has a name, right? It's like Maybelle's or something like that. But each person plays like a.
I love that.
There's like a Marilyn. There's a Lucy. There's all that like 50s diner.
Well, that's fun.
Well, Johnny Rockets.
Oh yeah, Johnny Rockets.
Yeah, but they make their Corvette's Diner in San Diego.
Oh,
I love that this is low key turned into like diner talk. The last episode we were chatting up like good places to eat pancakes.
Oh, yeah.
Which is honestly my favorite thing.
Yeah. Same.
Okay, wait. What was I just saying?
Okay. So the diner though.
Oh,
the
50s one. That
50s,
shit.
yeah.
Oh, Johnny Rockets. They make their employees do like dance numbers. It should be illegal. That is fucking offensive. First of all, you make them wear a uniform. That is violation number one.
So rude.
A fucking paper hat from the 50s, and then you make them dance.
Yeah.
It's so rude.
Degrading.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. They have good burgers.
Yeah, they have the milkshakes, whatever.
But they are serving Lavoine.
Yeah. Oh, it's so Lavoine coated. It's so Lavoine coated.
But she wins everybody's hearts.
She wins everyone's
And
hearts.
tips.
She crushes. Meanwhile, Brandon is feeling a little bit, not as great. He knows Sean Judson's back. He's kind of been relegated to the back seat male character. She's back with him.
Yes.
They have a talk in the park, right?
Well, he's back to the hockey.
He's back playing hockey, of course, which we've never seen him do, but he's doing this whole episode. That's what I love. We never see them do something, and then it's like this whole episode.
Boom.
That's their
Brenda's
whole thing.
an actress with a fully formed character and wardrobe.
Exactly.
Yeah. My favorite is when Brandon gets cast in anything and Brenda's like, I'll show them acting.
Oh, yeah. She's like, this is my time.
This is acting.
I'm the star.
And that's what she turns out.
It is. It is what she turns out.
Is a diner character.
Exactly. Lavoine.
But so Lydia finds Brandon in the place
park
where they met.
Yeah. And she's like, Brandon, hey. He basically is like, what's going on with Sean? I thought it was over. She goes, well, it was never really over. He figured out his contract. He's back. But they're going to look into putting you in. They love you. They're so hot on you. It's so Hollywood.
So Hollywood.
To be so fake.
Yes.
And that bitch knows they're not hot on you.
Exactly.
That bitch knows. And she's like, oh, Brandon, they love you so much. It's like, that's what everyone in LA says.
That's
it's
what
like,
they tell you when you're doing a horrible job. They tell
they're
you
like,
they love you.
we love you. We're obsessed. Like, not going to be this one, but like
the next one. We cannot wait. Yes, it's all that.
It's very that. So then Lydia cuts ties, but it's all to like save her own like feeling bad.
I'm not a bad person.
I'm not bad.
I'm just the one who knew that my boyfriend was always going to come back and there was never a contractual dispute, but I was just going to use you temporarily so we could fill the space that he voided.
Exactly.
And now that he's back, we don't need you, so back to hockey.
Exactly. So, Brandon, everyone's like, Brandon, your big moment, blah, blah, blah. They all gather at the Walshes to watch it.
Which never have a screening party. Do you do that? It's okay if you do. I'm too self-conscious.
I was on Roast Battle and I was in Denver with all my childhood friends and we watched that because also we had filmed it in Denver at the Comedy Works.
Okay, yeah.
But it wasn't like a big like I watched it with like two friends.
Yeah.
But I don't think, for my dance show we had a big premiere party and watched the episode
premiere
together.
party's different.
Yeah.
That's a crew and stuff. I'm always I guess I'm too self-conscious. I'm always like, because I feel like this would happen. I'm like, let's watch what I did. And then when I'm that boastful, something's going to go
I would
wrong.
never do it if there was even the slightest chance that I could end up on the cutting room floor. Like Roast Battle, I knew that wouldn't happen because there are only so many pairs that are battling.
I sneaked into the background as an actor on the Miss Congeniality 2 set where I met Sandra Bullock and I met Benjamin Bratt. Is that his name? Yes. I met them and I brushed shoulders with Michael Caine and I saw Candace Bergen's hair from like 20 feet away. And I made it into lunch with all the crew and all this shit. And I was there for hours and hours and I saw the camera and I'd never been on set and they did take after take and I'm the tallest person there.
Wait, so you were in it?
No.
Oh.
But my family and I went to the matinee of the day Miss Congeniality 2 came out and waited for the final scene and there's no hint of me in it. So I've lived this life.
Oh, that's so sad.
I've lived that life.
Oh, it's the worst.
And we had to literally walk out and be like, well, at least it's a good movie, which it's not.
No, the second one is
not
great.
good.
The first one's great. I love the first one. It's one of my favorites. And that, of course, happens. Brandon ends up on the cutting room floor. They do the reveal, and it's Sean Judson. They've reshot it with Sean Judson.
Tale is old as time.
Which
I didn't understand. Let's just, for continuity's sake, what is going on that TV show that is the scene? Like, what honestly happened between Brandon being on the show and then now that's what it is?
And the water thing in
all
between?
Of that. It's just they edited out that whole episode and now it's just the guy was never
But also it's interesting because Brandon replaced the kid who had food poisoning.
Right, who's not Judd.
Right. And then they led that into this, and now that's Judd. So it's...
Or what's his real name? I'm sorry, I keep saying Judd.
Oh, Sean Judson.
That guy, yeah.
That's his real name. That's his birth name.
Yeah, so none of that is consistent.
Yeah, no, it's very... What's going on?
They need to stop worrying if his hand was here and realize if the fucking AD has the right script in her fucking hand. Like,
and
what
also,
episode are we on?
Did a parent clear any of these children to be working?
Listen, she has to play Margaret's grandmother.
She does.
Later
She's got a lot
tonight
to do.
on ABC.
She's got
okay,
a lot going on.
She's busy.
She is busy. And then the show ends, right? That's it. Oh, Brenda and Brandon have a nice time. And Brandon's like, you can keep the job if you want. And Brenda's like, that's okay. I saved up enough for what I want. Acting lessons. Thank God, because those accents need a lot of work.
They need more than lessons.
Yeah.
She's going to need more than a couple days worth of income to get her, I can't say that word, to get her East Coast accent accurate.
What were you going to say, Guido?
Can I say that?
You can. I'm a Guido. I'm Italian.
It's a slur-ish.
Yeah, I don't.
I worked at a restaurant where one of the salads was named
the Guido.
Yeah, so I've said it in my life.
So the Italian character that I do, like who wears leopard all the time.
Oh, I love her.
But she's part of this. The other character,
yes.
Sandro.
Yes.
He plays. His name's Guido.
So my favorite is the one that it's just a quick clip where you're sitting in his lap and they're pouring the wine.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you go,
yeah.
now what talk at?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
That's such a funny clip.
Thank
there's
you.
more to it than that.
No, but yes, thank you.
That made me LOL.
But the main character's name is Guido. So I don't think it's like the worst. I think it's like.
Is she appearing on Keep It Together? Is she?
Guido's on a veil for Keep It Together.
Did you watch? I'll bring it up every day. Did you watch The Comeback ever?
I watched some of The Comeback.
Okay, so
it's so good.
Keep It Together. I think it was the name of the show she's on called That's It or something.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Keep It Together is I don't know.
It's Keep It Together, right? I'm not making that up.
No, I think you're right.
We forgot the most important thing at the Blue Iguana.
Oh my God.
Melissa Rivers is there.
I think this is actually something this is a great
ending.
Asterisk.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so you guys, she pops on. I just immediately clocked her.
Yeah, same.
I feel like I've never seen her this young.
There's only one other acting appearance where she might have surfaced.
Where was she an actor? I didn't even know that.
Well, not really. So her mother famously is Joan Rivers. Do you know the story of her father?
No.
Okay, so her father was Joan Rivers' husband, but manager.
Oh.
Joan Rivers had a talk show, right? Joan Rivers was on The Tonight Show forever, got her own talk show. Johnny Carson never talked to her again.
Right.
And then the talk show was canceled. Joan Rivers' husband killed himself.
Oh.
Edgar. She has a zillion jokes about him.
I knew that.
Yes, so and she made jokes about Edgar killing himself a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously Melissa's father in real life. So Joan and Melissa made a TV movie about her dad's death where they play each other, but they're playing characters, right?
They play themselves?
Yes.
Is it a comedy?
No.
Because you said she made jokes. That's the only reason I asked if it was
in
a
Joan
comedy.
Rivers' stand-up career,
Okay,
she forever made jokes about her husband killing
but
himself.
But this was a
serious
story. Okay.
Starring Joan and Melissa. So, yes, she has acting chops.
What was it? Was it like a Lifetime movie?
Somewhere in that ballpark.
Okay.
And I forget what it's called, like One More Time or something like that. It's got a name like that. Anyway, so... And because I'm a Joan Rivers hag, right? My ears are fixed to hear Melissa Rivers' voice.
Of
course. When I heard it, I was like, that's fucking no way.
Oh, as soon as she came, I was like, Melissa Rivers!
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Because I do think she was trying to be like an actress. Because her mom was famous and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But this is that era post-dad's suicide. Joan's career's in the shitter. So it's a really interesting time for Melissa Rivers to pop up
on 90210.
It really is, though. And then
stirring shit up at the Blue Iguana.
And at this point in her life, Melissa Rivers has literally been around more famous people, more legends. Her mom has access to this thing. I'm so questioning what is her mindset,
right?
Being a one-liner on this juggernaut of a show.
I wonder if like Nepo Baby was as much of a thing back then.
Well, Tori and I'm sure they knew each other.
But also Tori, like, allegedly, the story goes, she used
a different
name
but
and
she looks like her dad.
yeah, exactly.
She looks like
also,
Aaron
it's like,
Spelling.
how do people not know? You were in True Beverly Hills.
That part,
Like-
right? But this is, I was really nuts. Tears and laughter. The
Thank
Joan
you.
and Melissa Rivers story.
Great. Okay.
That is it. And they even talk about in her documentary. They talk about how what a weird exercise and emotional whatever growth that was.
Interesting.
But I was shocked. The only other time I was this shocked to see Melissa Rivers anywhere was on Raya.
Was she on Ryan?
Oh yeah.
Did you
Match
swipe?
with her?
Did you?
I did just because it was Melissa Rivers.
Oh my
but
God,
not
did-
for any
did you
romantic.
match?
Absolutely not.
No?
No way. Listen for Raya. I look poor.
Oh my God.
My fucking pro. I'm not even on there
Good for
anymore.
you for being on Raya, though. I know a lot of people can't get on.
I don't know how I did. I really don't. I definitely don't have the.
6'3".
That could have been it. It could have just been the height.
There's so few tall actors.
Tall famous
All
people.
They're
They're like,
all
we need
tiny.
him and let him in.
All right. What do you think? This one, you know what? I'm going to go. I feel like I give everyone 5, but
I listen. It's not a bad rating.
it's a good episode. And compared to the one, some of the stinkers
The bad
we've had,
ones, yeah.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go 4.9.
Okay, yeah, just to be different, just to change.
Just because it's not like I didn't like it as much as like
There's
Slumber
holes.
Party or Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Again, a Brandon episode is never gonna be like my number one.
And like the Palm Springs one when he was the B story with the kid, I was like, "Fucking kill me! I hate
Yeah.
this." And yeah, equally, my heart's never invested in a Brandon story.
Yeah.
never.
Well, also it's like I know this isn't gonna work out with this girl. Like,
Get in
Is she
line.
a brunette? Is she a small brunette?
Get
It's not
in
gonna
line,
happen.
right? Yeah, I feel just for the Lavoine again. I'll give Lavoine 5 mega burgers. But I was not I don't like Brandon stories. So, and he lost me. I didn't like Lydia Leeds, but I liked the episode.
I like the episode. Again, I think 4.9, but I just don't want to put it up on like the same pedestal as Palm Springs at David Silver's.
My favorite thing about this episode, and the thing similar like the comeback and other things, is I love when Hollywood talks about Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen a newscaster when they're interviewed by a news station? It doesn't happen a lot.
No.
Sometimes they go into different careers or maybe anyway, but you'll see someone who's on the news nightly, but now the tables have turned. And they are like, I know how to do this. I've interviewed people forever. You know what I mean? You
Oh,
just
they're
see
like,
them
I'm the
like,
expert.
look at me
Yeah.
being on TV. It's that look.
Oh, I love
so
it.
I love when Hollywood turns the lens on itself.
That's great.
That's my favorite. So 5.
5. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go 4.9.
Okay.
You wrote Brendan earlier instead of Brandon. You know what? I saw
Oh,
that,
look.
but I was like, no one else is going to catch that. But I'm glad you did.
Aaron has outed himself for a typo.
But you know what? I fucked up the episode number. We all make mistakes.
Well, here's the thing. Brendan is a merge of Brenda and Brandon.
Exactly.
So, and they sometimes their characters are so boring that they need each other just to make
they
one
do.
whole.
And
So-
also, they're basically a couple. So
And Aaron, you really you nail all the other things.
you work with Brendan Walsh.
You-
Oh, you do. The comedian, Brendan Walsh.
That's why. It was a typo.
Oh my God, I forgot about Brendan Walsh.
There is a working, yes, that's so funny. There's a Brendan
Walsh.
Walsh.
We got to have him on and get.
Let's bring him in here, and the whole time,
correspondent.
all we do is talk to him like he's actual Brandon Walsh. So when Emily set your float on fire, how did that make you feel?
Yeah, how did that make you
And
feel?
just the whole episode, he has to be like, "I'm Brendan."
Yeah.
But Aaron, you're always up on your shit.
Yeah, Aaron
One little
is
typo,
on it.
no
Yeah,
way.
No way. We don't care. All right, this was great. You guys, what did you think of this one? Should Brandon have replaced Sean Judson on Keep It Together? Let us know.
Keep it together.
Comment, subscribe, all those things. Rate. Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you so much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Twitter ain't coming.